Hi everyone, sorry I haven't been on in a while. It's just things coming up and stuff, and I just haven't had the time to make a video. But what's with all the thumbs downs? I mean, they really aren't that bad, are they? I mean, I understand I don't have the best video quality, but is that really a reason to give a thumbs down? I mean, like, I'm trying my best to get a spot set up to make videos, but just I don't really have a lot of room to walk with. And just, yeah, I mean, is a thumbs down really necessary? Wait, is it Pi? Is Pi the one who's been giving these negatives? Wait, that's just childish. If that childish, if that's who is doing this. I mean, just because I don't agree with you is no reason to give you videos a my videos a thumb down. I don't give your videos a thumb down, no matter how much I disagree with them. Okay, anyway, yeah, you see those classics Optimus Prime here. I have him here just so yeah, I can have something to look at. It's a nice truck mode, so yeah, just well, the holidays are coming up, and the new Star Wars movie's coming out soon, in I think about 4-ish days. Um, I'm real iffy on that. I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be like the last few movies, big budget movies, and just be a CGI hype fest. You know, with that little plot and just trying to cram as much CG onto the screen as possible. So yeah, I'm just real iffy. I mean, the story's like I'm still kind of annoyed that they discanonized a lot of the stuff that that Disney didn't actually make, and I didn't care for the Rebels series, so I don't know. I'm real iffy about the movie. I don't know. Maybe I'll see it if it comes on DVD, but if not, oh well. Maybe I'll rent it sometime. It's not really, I know a lot of people are hyped for it, but I don't know. I haven't really been hyped for a movie in a long time. Even I like the Jurassic Park movies, but I even found Jurassic World to be kind of eh. It doesn't live up to the original, and yeah, and it feels like they tried to go their own story while also appeasing to the fans. You know, the callbacks and the whole Rexy smashing through the Spinosaurus skeleton. I actually thought that was funny because I'm always annoyed by all this Spinosaurus is the ultimate dinosaur people out there. It's not. It's just a giant kingfisher. It's not. It's not a T-Rex killer. And people just need to get that through their heads that Spinosaurus is not this uber predator that they made it out to be. It's not. And just yeah, I don't know. Just Jurassic World. It also suffered from the too much CG sickness that has been plaguing movies for the last decade. I mean, seriously, I don't know about anyone else, but I am just sick of all these movies cramming in as much CGI as physically possible. Or computerably possible. Just, you know, you can cram in 100 different CGI effects and it doesn't make your movie any better. And it really starts to hurt, or at least my eyes, it starts to hurt my eyes when they start doing it a ton, because I can tell, I'm so used to it that I can tell when it's fake, and it's very, you notice it really easily, and it's like, yeah, that's CG. It's just, and it's like pointless things too, like stuff that could just be done with props, or how about an animatronic? Like in Jurassic World, they used one animatronic, and that was, I'm pretty sure it was the dead Apatosaurus was the only animatronic they actually used in the whole movie. It really could have benefited from some more animatronics, especially of the close-ups of a lot of the dinosaurs. And just like the raptors, there's like a scene in the movie where their heads are all encased, and it almost looks like they used animatronic heads, but I guess they didn't think they were alive enough, because you can see CGI mouths and eyes plastered over them. It's real noticeable because the eye constantly blinks and like constantly snarling as if they've got like an itchy eye and they just have to scratch it or something. It's like those movies where they have like the dogs and stuff, and then the dogs have a CGI mouth plastered over so it looks like they're talking. That's what it looked like. And it was very jarring, especially the eyes were constantly darting left and right and blinking and it was snarling, but the rest of the head was completely static. It looked like, that's what it looked like. We'll plaster a CGI face over an animal to look like it's talking. It was really jarring. It was almost comedic as how overdone it was. It's like, the people are talking, it's supposed to be a serious scene, but you got these raptors whose CG could really have just really been left out. It could have just been left as an animatronic. I mean, it's been a long time. It's been 22 years since the first movie came out, and you'd think the animatronics would have improved enough that we'd see them more instead of just everything being CGI. But worse than CGI is by far the motion capture. That just it enters the uncanny valley way too many times for me. If it's done in games, movies, sometimes it works real good, but when they do motion captured faces, it looks really off to me. As you have a real face, but the rest of the body would be CGI, and it's very off-putting. Especially in like the newer Halos, like the Halo Anniversary, where like Cortana is motion captured, it looks really odd. And even odder when they have like Johnson be motion captured, it just looks strange. Very off-putting. And just, yeah, I don't care for motion capture. It enters uncanny valley too many times. And, yeah. I don't know, it always CG and motion capture, just, I don't know, I think they were novelties at the beginning, when they first came out, but at this point, they're just a marketing gimmick at this point. It's really overused. And I just wish they would just tone it down. And use it only occasionally when you absolutely have to. Instead of using it as, everything, especially live act. Like, I'm going on about live action movies that have a ton of CG thrown into them. And then, yeah. I mean, CG's improved a lot since, like, the early days. I mean, if you can, especially in terms of, like, hair and water and stuff. But, just, it still looks fake, especially when it's imposed upon a real setting, like a CG character in a live action movie. It's CG. You can't help but watch the movie and think it's CG. And it's just, yeah. And I don't know, it's just, yeah, okay. I've been going on about CG for a while, but yeah, I was on Google Plus earlier today, and I'm not gonna mention any names, but just, yeah, I'm just gonna say this real quick. Dust motes are not spiritual activity. When a speck of dust is floating in the air and you use a camera, especially a camera with a flash, it'll reflect off the dust mote and create an orb-ish shape, and that's what most orbs are. They're usually dust, sometimes insects, especially small beetles, which have reflective wing casings, would show up like that. But yeah, they are not spiritual activity. Like 99% of the time, it's just dust. So, yeah, you know who you are, who I'm referring to. And, anyway, after, I don't know. And, I don't know, I'm kind of running out of things to say here. Maybe go on about Classics Prime real quick. Yeah, he came out in 2006, 2007, kind of depending where you live. He came out right around the time of the False Transformers movie, and he's not the most articulated, but he doesn't have, some of the articulation those figures would have. He doesn't have, wrist swivels, and some of his other articulations pretty much just hinge joints, as opposed to, he always, I can't even think he doesn't have a ball joint. His head's on a swivel. So yeah, he was pretty basic, but he's definitely the best version, the best updated version of an Optimus Prime, a G1 Optimus Prime, that you're likely to get. This is the Hasbro version, not the Takara one. The Takara one has some different paint apps. I think the grill and the bumper is chromed. I think the gun might be chromed, and the silver is more minimal. It's more just like a stripe. And I think the blue's a little different too. He's a Voyager-sized figure, and pretty big for a Voyager, actually. He's pretty heavy. And in robot mode, he stands pretty tall, and then he's got the wind vane becomes his ion blaster, and then he actually has an SMG formed of the smokestacks. So, yeah, he's really the first Optimus I can think of that had an SMG. Yeah. And then he's a kind of a fictional, cab over semi. I looked it up. I couldn't really find one that looked like this, so I imagine it was completely made up. Like a lot of the early classics figures, were just usually made up vehicles that were kind of just designed to look like, a vehicle. He almost looks like, this could be. He almost looks like just. Yeah, I'm not holding it against him for having kind of a made up alt mode. That's fine. I understand if they, I don't mind it. It's still, you know, it looks like a real semi, like what one would look like. Actually, going off the door, this would be quite a large vehicle, if that door's any indication now. This would be a massive semi. I mean, just look how high up the door is above the ground. And yeah, he's got the Review the Shield sticker with the wub signs. And yes, it shows an Autobot logo if it's wubbed. And he does not have one on the other side. Actually, in truck mode, he doesn't have any auto brands on him. That one right there is the wub sign is the only one he has. And yeah, his truck mode's pretty solid, and you know, there's not a lot of robot parts. Even if you flip him upside down, let's see, there's nothing that says, you know,